I'm not a parent, guys, and I feel like I'm a parent because ndikhulisa abantwana bakamalume. That's why in money gigs there's a show, but I've got money so that I save up. The only thing I know about parenthood is just money. And my mom has been spending a lot of money on me because she loves me. So, zoqala ke with Marinus. Marinus, how are you feeling? And please, let's say our pronouns. I'm Annelisa, but please call me uTata tonight. And my pronouns are she, her. Please introduce yourself, if you may.
Hello, I'm Marinus. My pronouns are they, them.
Sanbonani, kama buhle bendalo mta, sisgeti mau spicy. Pronouns she, her, go.
Hi everybody. My name is Lihle. Pronoun yami or she, her.
I'd just like to know from your side, how old is your child, Marinus, and also how has been the journey as a parent on its own for you, and also queer identifying, and how has been that journey for you and unanga pumdanaku?
I have 2 kids. My son is 3 and my daughter is 4. So it's been an interesting journey because when it started, I was straight-ish. I thought I was straight. Yeah. I thought I was straight and I thought I was a man who just sucked at being a man. And then in terms of the journey, it's been interesting because as I watch my kids grow up, I'm also growing up. So I'm growing into myself. I'm figuring out who I am. And as I learn, you know what, ask yourself this question. I'm like, let me ask my kids to ask themselves these questions. And so, yeah.
Buhle bendalo, unangaphi unono? Ndiyamazi ke mna nono from WhatsApp videos. Hi, I'm the aunt. And also the journey of being a parent on its own.
Shoo. Kulumango is 10 going for 25. It has been an interesting decade because I'm learning so much about myself through her. And I'm growing every day as I watch her because we have very meaningful conversations. She's very talkative and very expressive and very inquisitive about life in general. So she challenges me a lot because she asks very difficult questions and she expects me to have answers.
Whoa. Do
Yeah.
you have those answers?
Not every time. Sometimes she has the answers, but she's just pricking me and just checking my parenthood. But it has been a very interesting and it has been an interesting journey, really.
All right. So, okay. Like all the time, I come from a village. We are very closed up there. It is like our mentality is just here. It's a horse, it's a horse. It can never be a unicorn. So what happens is, I got friends that got pregnant and they were gay. I didn't even know what gay was that time or lesbian was that time. And would have these things like, oh my gosh, she has a baby, but she was wearing a pants yesterday with a shirt. Why do you have a baby? How could you have a baby? You gay, you lesbian. Oh, this person was eating something behind our backs. Because we always feel entitled in people's lives. Yazi ntoni? Umuntu othile funeka benjena, and if you gay, you gay. So was it a planned pregnancy, Buhle? Was it something that he woke up one day and you're like, oh yeah, let me have a baby, or it was just like spontaneous? Oh yeah.
Firstly, I have a womb, so I need to make it work. I planned my pregnancy with some guy. Woo wee. A different story, a different topic. But I planned my child. I was 22. I wanted a child at 22 so that I become a friend to that child. I can't wait to have my first whatever with Ku. So I didn't want to have a huge gap between myself and my child. So I went to this nigga and said, hey, let's make a child.
Yo.
You know? Yeah.
All right, that was okay. Plan.
Am I allowed to say the N-word, yo?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
you can. I think Tint Talks is what it is. It's real.
I get you.
Marinus, from you, of your partner, because you had a partner at that time, and did you guys have like a plan on how you guys are gonna do this and how it is?
Yeah, I'm still married to my partner. So we did plan to have kids. We actually wanted a lot of kids, like 12 kids. And then, yeah. Yeah. So we wanted like lots of kids, and but the exact timing, we were just not. We weren't trying, but we weren't trying to prevent it. And so we got married. We had our first child a year after we got married.
I'm still gonna ask how much? 12. And you want 12 kids, and right now you. 12 kids anymore. Coronavirus shit is real. So, like I said before, where we come from, like where I come from, for example, it's a matter of like, you gay. So we're gonna put you there in that gay box. You're lesbian identifying, you are that. So we're gonna put you there on that box. So don't confuse us as community. So was it a matter of like you were queer identifying that time? Did you know anything? But I think you answered that. But you can actually just go deeper in it. Like, did you already feel like I'm different and my sexuality is different and my sexual preference is different? Or you already knew where you were and who you were?
So when I was a teenager, I came out when I was 14 as gay. And yeah, I went, like when I was 18, I had a spiritual encounter, and I thought I translated that spiritual encounter to mean that I'm no longer gay. So that didn't work out. And then, so when I had my kids, so that was when I was 18, and then I had my kids when I was 21 and 22, 23. So I had my kids when I was 22 and 23. And no, I was straight identifying then. And I was really trying to do the straight thing. I was very involved in church. And then it was only like a couple of years ago, like maybe 3.5 years ago, so with the second child, I suppose I was starting to realize, okay, I'm gay.
Second child, you were like, I'm gay. And were you like doing it the gay way? No, like, I don't know what the gay way is. I don't want to offend you, but you know, like, was it like, oh, I'm gay and I want to have a child now? And did it change that sexuality? Like, I was straight when I had this one, so I'm gay when I'm having this one type of thing? Or did it result in different?
Not really. It's just like sometimes we had sex. And so, like, baby happened. We wanted more kids. We wanted more kids to happen eventually. So, it was happening. Yeah.
Lihle, dize kuwe ngqo. Were you like queer identifying at the point when you had the child, and the child, I don't know, the child was in the womb? Note again, I'm not a mother, I'm not a father, but uTata. But you know, I'm here to learn from you guys. But were you already like queer identifying?
Yes, I was already at the time. I was actually bi at the time, and yeah, so So for me, it wasn't like a bizarre.
Okay.
Yes.
And you were cool. You're still wearing your swag.
Yeah, I'll still wear my pants,
What's up?
you know.
All right.
Yeah, I was just that pregnant woman, you know. I wasn't like so feminine, basically.
Note woman.
I wasn't
Yeah.
so feminine. But like, people didn't have a problem with that because they knew me. People understood me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'd surround myself with such people anyway. So yeah.
All right. Gogo. So which box were you that time? Because I know that you are not about boxes.
I'm
My
not
Gogo
that
is
girl.
not about boxes. Yeah.
I wasn't in a box then. I'm not in a box now. I do what I feel that I want to do, and I do it. I'm a woman first, and if I have needs as a woman, I fulfill them as a woman.
What are those needs for women? Feeling them as a woman.
Zininzi la vie.
Yeah.
And back then, queer to me didn't exist, you know. And I try not to base my life on tags even now, you know. I believe that I made a child out of love at that time, and I was in love, and I made the child out of love, you know, not out of saying, okay, ndikuya namhlanje, ndi lesbian namhlanje, ngomso ndi straight, ngomso ndinja izanxaka. So I wasn't identifying of queer back then, you know, and I didn't know what it was really, you know. I was just a woman who has so much love to give, and I still feel that I have so much love. I deserve love even now. So, yeah, I'm in no box, and I don't want people to put me in any box, really, you know. So even family members, ngama gatherings, they would ask me, so, are you lesbian? And I'm like, what is that? So, okay, vele, we lazy. And they always refer to Somizi. So, we lazy zabo Somizi. I'm like, I anyazi lazy zabo Somizi guti, because even Somizi has a child, you know. So, I feel guti, sometimes it is our doing, you know. Oba si choba abantu basiphathe njani, you know. And kuya ngumuntu ba uyafuna uphendula imibuzo oyibuza estradweni, but I've always been that girl otshela abantu ukuthi banake indaba zabo, you know. And
Sister Kate.
yes, nami nginake zami. So yeah, but now I'm proudly queer, and I'm a proud mother, and I'm a proud wife to be. So, did you get that? Wife to be. I'm not sure you got that. Wife to be.
Umtshato kugogo. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not boxed. I don't like boxes, and even with the pronoun thing, you know, you see me as what I am, and you call me what you want to call me, but I know what I am and who I am.
That's so profound. Go. Yo, bringing the house down. So, okay, now I'm obvious. I am boxed. I have tags. Oh, man. I got pronouns for days. But my pronoun, of course, is her and she. And not even knowing what to experience. I'm still going to go to a part where I feel like we're going to get an understanding. But now the journey that I would not understand, which I am so terrified of, is carrying the baby. The womb, the pain, the changing of the face and the nose. The nose, Lord. Don't take my nose. It gets bigger. The makatas, the ankles, the cravings, peanut butter and chicken. What? You know, so with your partner, how was like the journey of her carrying the child? The journey of like your partner carrying the child, also with you next to them. How was the experience on its own?
So, pregnancy was rough, like really rough on my spouse. and labor was really long. We had 2 prodromal labors, so labor's lasting weeks, because baby was just it was prodromal. So that was rough. But in terms of how it was for my spouse, I think they didn't know where they were in terms of their queerness, and I know that there was a lot of dysphoria going on. So my spouse is gender fluid, and the dysphoria got quite rough sometimes. And in terms of just me being there, it was quite weird because I felt like I needed to somehow be this man that I didn't quite feel like I was a man. So first child or second child? First child and then second child. So first child I was trying to be this man, and second child I was saying, okay, but what does it mean to father a child but not feel like a father, because I feel like fatherhood is quite manly and I'm not a man. So what does that mean? What does that look like? So I think that answers the question.
Gogo. Oh, gogo wam, guys, ndiyamthanda ugogo wam. Just the journey yokuthwala umntana.
Sure. Yo,
Uze wabila nokubila.
Sana,
Hayi
that
ncane.
question.
Ncane.
It was beautiful, noticing your body change and feeling things that you've never felt before, Firstly, they told me that who's gonna be a boy, so I used to call her Uteko Modise because she was kicking a lot. Like you could actually see her kicks, like the foot. So those were moments where I was like, "Ooh, guna muntu lana,"
Sisakhabi sisuseni, guys.
It was both life changing and very beautiful for me to watch myself grow. I don't mind the nose because I don't have a nose, so my nose was okay.
Okay.
So it was beautiful, Mani, because I wanted to experience everything, I wanted to even the time when I knew I was pregnant, I actually wanted to see the belly, and when the belly came, I didn't want it anymore because it was humongous. But I had support from when I actually told my dad, because I told my dad first, because my mother, wow. So I told my dad, from the minute I told my father, and they accepted that, I was supported throughout. So the journey was not that hectic, really.
Okay. All right. Did you have any cravings? Marius, yes, of course.
I ate gherkins with peanut butter.
Yo, yeah,
They are
peanut butter.
amazing.
And
They are life. I even have that now. Like, just dip that gherkin into the butter.
eat the butter with the peanut.
It's amazing.
What are your partner's cravings?
The one that people think is weirdest, so the one that I found weirdest was drinking the juice from olives. So drinking that juice. So okay. But the one that people mostly find weird is that that instant pudding that you can get. That instant pudding that you make with the milk, yeah. So you take that and then you put that on bread, and then you put a layer of custard, and then you put bread again, and you eat that.
Whoa, okay. Lisa, the journey with the whole experience, how was it for you? What were your cravings? Did you have the nose or the ears? What was going on? And I know.
Ooh, the ears are an issue as well. I didn't know.
I don't know. Remember, I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, the nose. I mean, you can tell already.
Oh, okay.
So I did have the nose issue, and my complexion as well kind of changed. I was a bit darker. There was, yeah,
The
my
neck blacker.
Yeah, that actually happened towards the end of the pregnancy.
Woo.
And
In Zolo.
but at the beginning, I was enjoying everything, hey? I was actually embracing my
The
stomach.
kicks, you're enjoying them too. They're important. I'm
Yeah, I
aware
was
of that.
enjoying the kicks because I'd play with him. Okay, I knew it was a him.
Okay.
At I think I was 5 months at the time. And besides, my mom had told me already, so I don't know how she knew. You know how our
Yeah,
parents
moms
are.
know all the time. Like,
Yeah.
You get pregnant to go to
she
your
already
mom's.
knew it was a boy. And yeah, I was just embracing my pregnancy the whole time. Everything was smooth. I didn't have any weird cravings.
Okay.
I was just into fruits, basically. I loved fruits, like
Mm.
oranges mostly, which were not so healthy for my child.
they're not healthy. How? What do they do to the child?
Because when I gave birth, and then I was told to go to Mtanamune jaundice, but a touch of it, basically, just a touch. So yeah, but then Mtanama orange, basically.
Uh-huh.
But then towards, I think I was 8 months, 9. I had to stay home because I couldn't walk.
Because of the ankles.
No, he was too tall.
Oh, even when they're told they don't. Oh, yo.
Yeah, he was just way too
journey.
tall.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to think of babies like in the future, but I'm like, yo.
Joe, imagine like I had the greatest pregnancy like for 7 months, and then at my 8th, yo. Oh yeah, so thank God I had my mom to help me out because I couldn't even like wash dishes like stained by the sink for too long. Maybe I can wash 2 or 3, but then like I couldn't do that like for too long. So yeah, thank God I had my mom to help me out with everything. I was actually staying with my mom at the time. I moved back to stay with her. And then there was the tanning part where they say the baby is tanning.
Whoa, get to that. Let's hear.
Yeah. Then I thought I was dying. Because I couldn't move. I was slipping on one side for maybe, I don't know, until the ambulance came because my mom had to call an ambulance.
Yo,
And when they came, like my whole
hey.
side was like swollen.
And
Because I was
these-
crying. I was in so much pain. I actually thought I was giving birth already,
Yo.
But only to find out the baby is just turning. I mean, it's turning a hectic like that.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So I think that was the worst part
Okay.
for me now, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
journeys
turning
were
part.
beautiful here. There was olive dons. There was just no nose. Hey.
Hey, unozing, ay.
Okay, like I said before, I was part of society. And most of my friends, and I'm not only going to say the village because people are not what we are in this area called Joburg, urban street culture. Even those people are really ignorant in some things when we're here to educate each other. So there's a point where my G, butch, boom, chilling, like I'm gonna exaggerate this. 40 years, been lesbian for 40 years, gets pregnant. Yo, the village stood up. It was like when you go to a church, whistle. Everybody stood. It went hectic. The village was judgmental. Us have friends were judgmental. We painted it on like you like dick. You like dick and you've been eating dick behind our backs. but whose pussy is this though? But yeah, besides that, you ate dick behind our backs. We judged her. She felt isolated. She went into depression. Friends were out of, bebengekho, there were no friends. The family was like, you've been telling us that you are the LG for the past 40 years. Look, you know, if there's a person walking queer, they're like, oh, she's going to get pregnant too. Oh, he's gay, he's going to give a baby to a woman. You see, so with society, and not only family, actually, let's talk about society. Now, to your second child, now they knew that you were gay. Your society, did they know that you were gay? And also, when you had your child as a gay man, did that had any influence, like your society being excluded, being judged, or anything, even in family?
I didn't really have much backlash because the world didn't really, like, the people that I did tell, listen, I'm gay, that was my parents, and my parents were like, yeah, but you're married to a woman, so, because they don't understand queer issues. So they're like, well, you're married, so it doesn't really matter. So, yeah. So, it was kind of like weird. They weren't weird about us being pregnant. They were kind of just weird about how, when I actually told them, listen, I'm gay, they were like, okay, but now you're married, so whatever. It doesn't really matter. So it was an invalidation of just my queerness, really.
All right. Masizi Segoli, with everything, society and everything, yonke la judgmental situations, did you experience that? Were you isolated? Did you have to go through some situations where you lose friends and family and you were being insulted for no reason, bro?
Because of my pregnancy.
Yeah, you're pregnant. Wow, she's pregnant. Oh, they pregnant.
No, I didn't experience any of that, hey. At the time, I didn't have lesbian friends, but gay friends. And they were quite excited, you know. Everyone was like, oh, we're looking forward to seeing your child, and with my family was also excited because it was my mom's first grandchild. So, no, I didn't experience any backlashes as well. Because I also keep my circle very small. So, if the way people saying things, they were probably saying it behind my back, but nothing was said to me personally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And all parents are very excited when they have the first child from a butch identifying pronoun girl, me, the tag lady. My mom is like, I'm like, Mom, if I would have a baby, what would you do? And my mom's like, yo! Yabona ndingamthatha umntana ndimkhulise mna. Angahlala pha mntana uhambe wenza lento yakho ye-music. Ndiqonda uba yho mntaze ndimithi okanye ndingamitha andizumitha. Gogo, any anything that you had to experience? Did you had to get isolated? Did you lose friends? Was family members saying akakho gay kanti emgidima athi umbona nje benala ntombazana izolo?
When I got pregnant, I was not queer identifying.
Okanene, yes, of course.
But I've always been judged. And guess what? I don't care. I don't. I really, really don't. And this is not me trying to sound Jani. I do not give a river and a mountain, and an ocean. I don't give anything. Because people will talk. People always talk. People always have something to say. And even now, if I would get pregnant now, give it.
Hey.
I'm going to do it, you know. And I'll always give people something to talk about, and bahlale, because they find themselves bored and wanting to talk about something. Then, if it's me, hooray.
So, I'm going to open up three questions. And if you have a question for the panel, please come through stand right here. I'll give you the mic and then you can ask and they'll gladly reply to you if they want to. So yes, any questions? Anybody? Going once? Twice? Okay, we got two already. Siqale ngawe, yes. Please come through and ask a question when I yes you.
Oh yes, ngine question for Ulihle. I'm a mom too, to an 8-year-old. Namadle bangakanani ngosam. But asikho lapho. The question yami is that mina I grew up elokishini also, and when I fell pregnant I was already out. Ne? And ebu outsini bami begunalezo zinto zokuthi usimamile because mina I think ngiphume ku closet ngimncane. Why is phuma ku closet? Yeah, but ngiphume ngimncane. So begunaleyo nto leyo I started dating girls and I was out about it. So when I fell pregnant, everyone was like, "Hayi wena, didn't you say you are lesbian?" And I was like, "Okay, what is a lesbian, qala?" A lesbian is a woman, right? Yeah. And I have a womb, right? And angisi inyumba ngithi. Right. So the question yami nguwe ukubuza ukuthi awukaze wahlangana nento efana nalezo elokishini noma uzihambela nje uzidlulela, whether even from your gay friends or family rather.
So mina angikhulelanga elokishini. Ne? I grew up in Perea. And most people in Perea rather, people mind their own business. Abafani nasekazi. Abantu basekazi baya. But in Jozi, it's different. Because, I mean, I grew up in the flats. I mean, in my flatine, you can be my neighbor and I wouldn't even know you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Hence, I didn't experience any problems or questioning of my sexuality because my friends knew. Okay, well, my mom kind of.
You did answer this question actually.
No.
Yeah, but you can, we chill. You did not get any isolation or anything
No,
or
I
remarks.
didn't, because my friends knew. It's just with my mom's, she says now, she's always knew. She's always known, rather.
All right.
But back then, she didn't tell me. So, I thought it was all hush-hush.
Bukrende skoko. So, smamile ho bagfagile skoko. Yes. What is the question?
Okay, so hi everyone and thank you for sharing your experiences. Question, how do you find bringing up your children, especially because like our society is so gendered, male or female, and I'm talking in terms of like consumption clothes, especially boys blue, girls pink, and like at home playing with toys and stuff like that. So I just want to find out how do you find navigating that with you and with like other family members, because they do get to visit other family members and that might be in conflict with the way you bring them up.
Like I said, my child is turning 25. Her favorite color is blue. I've never had those experiences, of navigating between buying pants or dresses. She's always had her own voice, and I chose to listen. I still do. I'm gonna suggest something. She will tell me that's a bit too girly, don't you think? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look like a boy, So I think when time goes on, she's also queer, but I'm letting her explore her own identity herself. And Mina, I'm just the mother that takes out the money and buys things that she wants according to how she feels at a certain point. She's warming up to the color pink now. She still doesn't like it because she doesn't want to be gendered also, and she always asks me, why do girls wear pink? Why can't I have a blue themed party, and like I said, most answers I don't have. And then I just tell her, girl, you can be whatever you want. So I think it's important as parents to allow our children things that we were not allowed, Tina, as kids, you know, because they live in a very diverse world and a world that is full of expression. So we must grant them that so that they won't be lost as they grow up. So that's what I basically do.
Very practically what we do. So we just, in terms of gender, I asked my daughter whether she's a boy or a girl, or whether she's not either, and she identifies as a girl, and that might change at some point. And I ask my son, and he says he wants peanut butter. So, but in terms of gendered things, we don't do anything gendered in our house. I'm a non-binary person. My spouse is gender fluid. How it practically works out is that I have long hair, my son has long hair, and my daughter has short hair because we all just wanted to have it the way that we wanted to have it. In terms of toys, we don't have boys' toys or girls' toys. We also don't have a separation of these are Mathan's toys and these are Elsith's toys. We have, so Mathan really likes cars, and so he plays with a lot of cars. But they both have this huge dollhouse that my parents got them, and they love their dollhouse. In terms of family, the only family that they really hang out with are my parents and my spouse's parents sometimes. And my parents, I've made it very clear to them that I will not stand for gendered anything. So my mom does sometimes try her luck, and she will get my daughter like very girly things, and then Elsith will really like those things, and that's cool. But my rule is, if you are okay to get that for the one child, you need to at least offer it to the other child. Because there's not girl stuff and boy stuff. There is just stuff.
All right. Last question. Is it another one? In a one. Okay. All right. The third last question for this round. Here is a mic. What do you have to say about yourself?
This question is for Ulihle and Ubuhle. I would like for us, or for you guys, to at least discuss the dynamics of going into a relationship, a queer relationship with a child.
Yo! Okay, yay! I've dated 2 baby mamas, ne? Oh my God! Oh, wow! Yasin, Tati Mike.
Thank you for the question. Firstly, when I'm in a relationship, I don't quickly introduce my child to the person I'm in a relationship with, because I'm trying to suss everything out. Because when they get introduced, ugel naye uzoba nama questions wakhe, so I need to know if that person will be able to take all the questions that may come with uku. So I've been to at least 3 serious relationships whilst raising my child, and one of which is her father. So the last relationship I was in, it was as serious to a point where we had to sit down and explain the concept of love in general, you know. And when we sit down and discuss the concept of love, we don't put gender in love, and we express that some homes have a black mother and a white father, and some homes have 2 fathers, some homes have 2 mothers, and she's privileged to have a home with 2 mothers, you know, and there's a lot of aunties and uncles, so she's raised by a nation. And her setup is a setup of having 2 mothers in the house, you know. So whenever I go into a relationship, the person I'm in a relationship with must understand that I put my child first, and the needs of my child come first. And if they cannot gel with my child spiritually, because love is a spiritual thing, if they cannot gel spiritually with my child, then we have a problem, because we are connected, mina nomntanami, you know. So it's not easy though, because masijola, we don't know guti, is this the one or not, you know. I sometimes have a conversation with her on the side. It's, do you like this auntie? Do you think this auntie can be our auntie? You know? So it's like, oh, I like her, she's cute, you know? But I don't like 1, 2, 3, you know, and we sit down and we discuss. So luckily with this auntie that is now Mommy B, we are friends more than anything. And whenever she's not okay with something that comes from us, she communicates that. And I always watch how she is with me compared to my partner. And we come back again and talk, Uguti, we are equals, you know. And my partner as well must understand that we are also equals, my child and I. You know, you have to love my child more than you love me, you know, so that reflection comes back to me. So if it's not the case, girl, bye.
1, 2. Sokolisa ke lo mbhobho. Imibhobho iyasokolisa mntazi. Bob.
So
1, 2.
in my case, so when I introduce my girlfriend, okay, ex rather, to him, everyone is an aunt. Like everyone is auntie bani, whether you're a friend or we are dating, or aunt. So in some cases, he didn't even know that we're dating, because he'll think it's just a friend visiting and sleeping over. But
Pumani nazo, yes, come
so,
out.
Yeah, but then the longest relationship that I'm in is what, 9 years now.
How did you do it? After this, we're gonna do how did you do it 9 years? Please.
So yeah, that's when I actually had to sit down with him and tell him that this person is going to be in our lives, and this is your second mom, actually.
Yeah.
So that was quite easy. That wasn't bad. So like I said, he doesn't know my other exes because he thinks they're friends.
Khawungene kuye phezu kwakhe.
I'd like to ask a question, Lihle. How is it raising a boy child, especially a teenager? Because your child is now 15, and I understand my child already has this thing. You know, she already has this thing, and then I look at her and say, hey, booyah, 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 booyah. You know? So how are you navigating raising a 15-year-old boy as a queer body?
And so, question and that.
Guys, it's not easy. It's not easy, I must say. But it started being, I started experiencing difficulties last year during a lockdown. Okay, we still were locked down, but yeah, when lockdown started. Then I started experiencing attitude, because now we are fighting because I'm trying to help him with the schoolwork. And the dude, no. Dude is not having it, he wants to go play. Okay, last year, yeah, he was 14.
14.
Yeah,
14.
he was 14. So it's quite difficult because now some things like I don't know what to say, and I don't have anyone to seek for advice from. You know, I need to figure it out myself. You know, so basically what I try to do most is, you know, to ask questions. How are you? How was your day? What do you
So the
like?
man
What
of
do-
communication differs. Gogo. Hold it. Okay, also the parents are going to also ask the questions because, I mean, it's parenthood at the end of the day.
The thing is,
All right, okay, all right, cool,
the
cool.
thing is, as they grow, ne, they close doors, they close up, yeah. So now you need to push in. You know, you need to push in because he'll come back home, go straight into his bedroom, close. I'm doing my homework, and then he takes a bath, and then
He's a
you
cool
know.
guy, Pelang. Like, you know, it's like, yo, this is my room though. You know? All right.
And I have to knock, bruh. I have to knock when going into his bedroom. I
Yeah.
can't just
You
barge
change
in.
that.
Your child is 15 and he's a boy and there's puberty. Do you talk about sex with your child? Like what conversations are you having with your boy child? Because I for one have already started the cough situation because I mean there was a time where Ku asked me why do men rape?
Okay.
And she was only 6.
Oh, no.
So now I'm asking about sexual education. How are you if you are, how are you navigating that? And relationships as well, because now she's seeing, okay, my mom is gay, because now second engqondo.
Dula, how are you communicating now with the clof sexual intercourse? Clof. Yeah. Oh, you figured that one out. Oh, wow. Yeah, clof.
Yeah, we do. We started like when he was, 11? I think he had something from school. I don't know if it was the teachers or what happened, but we were talking about condoms. And yeah, then I went deep in it to tell him that how important is it. And he was 11. He was 11. I get it. Now, what happens is these kids, they're the ones that start asking questions. Yeah, when you don't have to do anything. No, they'll come to you and say, Mommy, and then condom, what are the disadvantages of not using it and using it? And then that's when you go deep. But I've never really had to start the conversation.
No. Sorry. No, please answer the question. How old are your children again?
4 and 3.
4 and 3. So this is like teen, baby, we are with teenage babies. Is there any communication of sexual? I know it's so weird asking this. It's so
it
weird.
is kind of weird because we're very open with each other. We don't, like, my kids very seldom wear clothes. They just refuse to wear clothes. In the morning, I'm like, guys, do not stand in front of the window if you do not have clothes on. Put some clothes on first. So, but like awkward thing, like different things, like my son doesn't quite know what's appropriate with his sister, and so I need to explain that to him. But he doesn't really get it. So I'm just like, no, your sister is not going to touch your penis. No. So it's just that. I also just wanted to add to the previous question. We are polyamorous, so we do date. Katashka has been with their girlfriend for like 5 years now, and I have very short-running relationships that I do introduce my kids to. I have introduced some guys to my kids, but I introduce them as friends. My kids don't really understand what it means to be dating someone. The other day I had a guy break up with me and I told my daughter, I'm very sad I can't read you a story now. She's like, it's okay, you'll make new friends.
Oh, I want a kid now, guys. Oh, no, I'm just joking. Cut. So, growing up, man, like, I was a cruel kid too. Kids can be very cruel. They're very honest, they're very curious, and they're very, like, tell it like it is. I miss the child in me, actually. Come back. So with sexual orientation, the people that have their children and they are queer identifying and one identify as butch, tags, and the mother, the other mother is feminine looking, and kids will be like, so you've got two mummies, one is a boy and one is a girl. I mean, kids call me now. They come to me and be like, Sis Annalisa, this one says that you're not a boy, and I told them that you're a boy. I'm like, so that's really confusing. I'm like, no, tell them I'm a boy. And if they have a problem, tell them to come to me. Because I'm a boy. So with like your sexual orientation, it looks like you very open. Your kids know about your sexual orientation. And also, has it affected them? But you just like living the free life. You are just in the bar or in the floating. So are they aware of your sexual orientation? Like you just spoke about your boyfriend. Like, are they like knowing that daddy and you gender fluid, right? Non-binary, and your partner is gender fluid. Yes. Sorry, you guys are twins to me. So in a way, so like, do they know like daddy is dating somebody and daddy is identifying as this person today? Is it important for a child to know your sexual orientation? And also, does it affect a child when you tell them of your sexual orientation? Does it change that relationship as a parent and a child? Is there a feeling of the change? Oprah Winfrey signing out.
So my kids are still pretty young. We don't really expose them to media that tells them that a guy has to be with a girl. So they don't really interact with that, and I homeschool them. So they have my family, and who's like, I'm the only person who is not straight, but like they have that element of my family, but I don't really expose them to the fact that people are either there's like gendered everything. So I do read them stories where there are two moms or two dads, or my favorite one at the moment is about a little boy who wears dresses.
Actually, there's books about like two moms and two dads and lots of dads and moms.
And so we, but in terms of being teased and stuff, I don't really think it's a problem currently with my kids. And because we're going to be homeschooling them until they say, I want to not be homeschooled, they aren't really going to be interacting with the people who are teasing them. Something I do notice is that there are very few queer spaces to take my kids into, because the only queer spaces there are bars, and I can't take my kids to bars.
Yeah. Because also Aunt Annalise is going to be there like, yo, man, oh, you're so cute. Who aware about mom is not boxing type of thing, like mom is with, I mean, she is, you did say that, but okay. And when, maybe let's say, did you have a communication with her when you were with them, when you were like introducing them to your partners? Is like, mommy is into this situation, kanje na kanje. And also, did that affect her? Did you see any change? And how old were they, if you want to share that too?
It's amazing because my baby and I, my partner and I, were talking about pronouns this one time. So again, I go to okay, you must address people appropriately, because asifani sonke, and like I said before, it takes a lot for me to introduce a person to my child. And when I do, she already knows. So she even says, so you're girlfriend and girlfriend. And I say, yes, we are girlfriend and girlfriend, I think she also has a queer friend. She came to me this one time and said, I think this person,
Unqanga.
Mama.
It's like, yo.
And I was like, girl, that's a gaydar. You have a gaydar. And she's like, what's a gaydar? It's when you can actually tell that a person is not, you know. So we really have an open relationship, an open and honest relationship, you know. We talk about things, and some things I'm like, you, girl, when we're 15, we're going to have this conversation when you're 15. Write it down.
Yes.
We'll remember when you're, because who asks a lot of questions, Annalisa, and especially when it comes to the queer world, because she's aware that since she started understanding, she's seen me with women and not with men, you know. So since then, when she started understanding, I think she was around 5, that's when I started having the conversation with, we are girlfriend and girlfriend, and mommy does not have a boyfriend. You know, and I asked her, Guti, do you see yourself having a girlfriend? I said, no, I like boys, you know.
Hello.
So it's for me, it's really important to check in, Guti, how far is she with understanding the queer space? And you're actually correct. We need to expose our children to these spaces, you know. That's why I asked, I think Undima, I asked Uti, so can I bring Ku? It would have been great for her to be here to actually experience the diversity of the Rainbow Nation, you know. So yeah, it's just singamacho, mi man.
Yo, abanye bantwana. Your side, did you have to come out to your child? Imagine, guys, we just coming. Okay, yeah. Yo, let's come. We're just coming out. So yeah, did you have to come out, and did this have to affect your child? Dindag.
Amo he grew up like I've always been less to him. Like he doesn't know the bisexual lihle. So he's always known me or seen me with girls. So he doesn't know that other part of me. So there was, like, I didn't have to come out. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have to say anything, because that's what he knows. So basically, as it grows, so he would ask, oh, mommy, people are asking me, why don't I have a date? And I'm like, tell them you do have a date. He's just not part of our lives. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have to come out. I didn't have to do anything.
And
Yeah.
did not your son in any way possible?
No.
Of you, like maybe dressing, maybe let's say you like boy tops.
Listen. So this other time he was playing downstairs when I was still staying in the flat. Then he comes back and then he's like, so mommy, my friends were like, why when you know?
Yo.
And then
Kids.
So
Kids are mean, bro.
so when what did you say? Then he's like, I told him, mama gathanda makwai. Yeah. And then the next question was, so why mama ko awoka like a dude?
Why
And
does
it's
mommy
like-
have the bows?
Then he's like, mama magathanda kuzisheka.
Oh!
You know? So like I
What
was
two?
proud of him. You know what I'm saying? I was so
Whoa.
proud.
Actually, you know what? Everybody raise their drinks or what? Let's just give parents that are going through situations and child not opening. It's not a sorrow. It's beautiful. To beautiful children that know who their parents are. Just that's so. With our sexual orientation as a queer community, we are always like, oh, she had a child. She was sitting there, neglected by family, and the child is confused. But when listening to your experiences, guys, it makes me like, it makes something tingle. Yeah, it's just like so beautiful. Can we have just positivity? Positivity in our stories and our experiences. And we do exist with positivity. We are not just hate crimes. We are not just rape and tonton. We also have nice life problems and we are discussing them. Parenthood. Remember, go back to the pages, Tint Talks _ZA and Tint Talks on Facebook. uTata, of course. So I'm taking 3 questions and to just ask the panel. Open to the audience. First question. Please pull through. Come stand here.
I don't think I had a question and then Lisha answered it. And I just feel like that's amazing. Like, I think sometimes we forget that like kids are getting educated through their own experiences because like we worry about, I'm not a parent, but like I assume that one day when I'm a parent, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm going with you everywhere. But I just think like that was such a beautiful learning curve. Like through his friends, he learned to say, no man, I know my mom. And like, they don't need to sit me down to have this conversation. I know exactly who they are. And I think like, that's really beautiful because I had questions for Lisha. I was like, but Lisha, tell me, you know? And I think that sums up the whole experience. Like actually sometimes it's uncomfortable to have these conversations with kids, but until they actually come with you and like, yes, ma, they asked me this and this is what I said and that's the truth. And it's the truth, right? Yeah.
Okay, that was our question. Oh, 2 more questions. 1 question, 2 second question coming up. And going a little bit, taking up, come down, getting I got another one, and then this.
I just want to ask that, I think regarding to Bushle analysis, but when, I know we might talk about kids, but there's a stage where they come to age and there's a bit of tantrums and a bit of stage. Are you guys involved enough with their fathers? You married, not for you. But are their fathers involved? Because I would say that personally, I would want to eventually when something's just, at some stage, it goes off and kids want to know their other parent they don't see every day. Are you guys prepared for those questions when do arise or when those tantrums do arise when there's like, I want to spend time with my father. Like I've seen enough of your life. I want the other life. I want to experience that. Also, I think for you, I would want to know, are you guys preparing your kids because they're still younger now? Are you guys preparing yourself when they're curious enough to know the dynamics of your marriage as to how do you guys make it work?
1, 2, 3. Those are baby daddy issues. You heard the question that she asked. Please answer that one. Then Bushle will.
So in terms of the dynamics of our marriage, we have a queer platonic relationship. So my daughter, I'm asexual. So it's not like we're even having sex. So my daughter and son both just think we're best friends. So the dynamics of so they might one day question the dynamics. Why are we polyamorous and why do we have girlfriends and boyfriends? My plan for that is to just explain from the beginning, just make it part of my life. Like Lichle does, just this is how it is. And it's not, I don't need to explain it when it is already there.
I hope you answer. Baby daddy of the issue. Baby daddy is the issue.
I've actually had a conversation with Kru about her and her father, and I made it clear to her that should she want to connect with her father, I mustn't be her stumbling block. That will be a conversation between herself and her father. You know, I'm not blocking her from having a relationship with her father. But for now, a father to Kulumango is my father. That is the only father she identifies at the moment. And I've got so many guy friends who play a role of a father to my child. I think she is overflowing with the fatherly love that I thought she's lacking. So, and should that time come, I shouldn't be that person. I was that girl before. I was like, what? No, nigga.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, but
bimdana,
now
nqindi.
as we grow and have those conversations, and now she also has an understanding why myself and her father are not together, and she has those smaller nyana conversations with her dad, which is none of my business. They share blood, not with me, so they are
Uthi not
they
with me.
can flourish and build a family together, and mina ngekho involved, which is beautiful. So, but for now, she has a lot of father figures in her life, including her dad.
That's beautiful, woman. Guys, the chance baba ne relationships with tata babo. Ubatina, we have problems with them, and tata babo I want to be their child's life. I'm talking as if I'm a parent, but I mean, I think I am somehow now. Let's give children the right to be with their parents, their second mom, their second dad, their second, especially if that parent wants to be in that child's life, if they want to be. So, last question for the floor.
Come in, oh lady in red. You're so beautiful, sexy.
Thank you. This is a question to anyone who can answer it for me. So I just wanted to know, what is the determining factor for introducing your child to your partner?
Okay, thank you for that. Since we know Marinus is already married, I feel like anybody can take the question. Or even if you want to explore it, anybody can take it actually.
I think I answered that on my side.
Yeah.
It takes a while, but there has to be a sign of spiritual connection with my child, and a sign of wanting to be in my child's life more than they want to be in mine. You know, making time to getting to understand my child. You know, just by those smaller nyana dates. You know, you evaluate those dates, and you sit in their conversations. You know, sometimes you just sit in silence and watch them have conversations, and that's where you actually pick up with, this one can stay, you know, and I can introduce this person to my child. So it's an ongoing process of evaluation and just spiritual connection with the child for me.
Anybody else?
So, I date guys, unfortunately. I date guys, and I have never met a guy who actually gives a damn about my kids. I introduce them to my kids, but they're actually just dicks most of the time. So, that's why the relationships don't last long, because they're misogynists. So, yeah. In terms of introducing them to my kids, I introduce people to my kids. I introduce anyone to my kids. But in terms of saying, this is someone you must listen to, there is no one in my life that is allowed to tell my kids anything. I allow my kids to make their own decisions. I do respectful parenting, so I let them figure out for themselves what they want to listen to, what they want to do. It's also how I homeschool them. I teach them what they want to learn. And if I put someone in their life and say, now you must listen to this person, I don't trust anyone enough to do that. Like, my parents aren't even allowed to tell my kids what to do because I don't trust them enough. So I trust Katashka enough because Katashka is their parent. But yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, in my case, I'd say I only introduced her to my son because I realized that she's more than just my girlfriend. She's a partner. So, and she loves kids. And she's taught me so much as well in terms of raising a child, you know. Only then I realized, you know what, I need to introduce this person to my son because she's got this amazing love for him, and she's also able to speak to him, of which Mina, at times I can be a bit harsh. And yeah, now she's more of a listener, tell me. And Mina, no, sometimes I'm just like, no, don't do this. Why did you do this? And it's not supposed to be
Don't you
this.
dare. You are
Yeah.
that rahat.
You know? So yeah. So basically then I was like, you know what? She is the one.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's the only one that Amo has always known.
Oh.
Yes.
You guys, how do you guys keep
I mean-
these relationships? Next
remember-
topic, how to keep a relationship.
Remember,
I
Amo
know.
was only 6 then. He was only 6 then when I met her. So now he's 15. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. Close with you guys. Questions are closed. Remember, Tint Talks _ZA, Tint Talks on YouTube, uTata on Facebook, and of course, Misconceptions, Parenthood as a Queer Body. Last questions that I have for you. I have one for you, because I feel like in our conversations, you guys just took all my questions and answered them same time. I'm like, yay. Was I prepared? And then I was like, that president. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, fine. So as you're raising these 3 lovely human beings, 2, why am I giving you a 3rd one? Kadasha? Yo. Yes, I have. It's because also I'm the last one at home. So I don't know. The 2 is like, I've got 3. Oh, maybe. Yay. So raising these 2 beautiful human beings in life, like how Lihle speaks of like the challenges of raising the teenage son, identifying son, boy. Sorry. Are you ready for, just looking at you right now, and you non-binary, when your son now grows up to be this teen, he's woke. By how you structure them, they're woke. But with influences from the outside, it could be different when they come back home one day and you're wearing a certain dress, or you've got no beard and lipstick. Are you ready for that time when they go like, actually, Dad, this is not cool, or actually, Mom, this is not cool, or anything, but like when it just like does not make sense to them anymore, and they're still under your roof and they're still under your love and care, but when they come and tell you, yo, actually, my boys out there telling me that you're wearing dresses and they don't like this, and I don't get it too. Why did you have to be like this? Dad, why do you have to make us like, or Mom, why did you make us a joke in this? Like, are you ready for those type of reactions? Do you ever be ready for those things as a non-binary, asexual parent, Are you ready for those things that are just gonna make you cringe? They're gonna hurt you.
So what would hurt me about that is it would prove 2 things. I have failed in teaching my child to respect me, because I don't think that my child needs to respect me out of fear. I don't parent by fear. I have never hit my kids. I don't do that. But I respect them, and we have a respectful relationship. So in the morning when they wake me up, I'm like, I'm still sleeping, and they're like, okay, we will leave you alone to sleep. That's not because they're scared that I'm going to shout at them. That's because they respect me. And so if my kids are coming to me and saying, you know what, I think what you being you is a problem, then I have failed in that area. And I think I have also failed because I don't know, I can't conceive a reality where that could be possible, because they have grown up their whole lives in a queer family. So yes, their friends might be homophobic, but I hope that my kids, I'm raising activists. I'm raising kids who are supposed to be activists. And so if my kid sees someone do something, he better call them out. Otherwise, he's failing he's part of the problem. And so I will call him out. If he's like, you're this, you're that, then I'll be like, you're being homophobic. I think you need to go check yourself and go away until you can come back and not be a homophobe. And that's basically how I would deal with that.
All right. Understood. That's like how it is. My mother always tells me, no matter what, I will always be your mother. And yeah, that scares us enough as a black child in the African culture. Yeah. And then there's a spank of a bit. Butle, you actually one of the amazing female artists that I respect in this country. And of course, I've been inspired by you. And I know, I'm now getting to know the journey of this industry and how it goes. And I'm a freelancer, I don't have a kid. I'm just like, cool, where are we going tonight? There, I'm there. Where are the queers? With all this, and you work very hard, by the way, and it shows. Beautiful album, by the way, just putting it out there. Thank you. Thank you very much. With all that, living cool and having to go and stay in Botswana for a month, and there's no partner. You are living cool now, going there, making video calls, no corona, the bugs are coming in. How are you tackling that? And here you are, a bit gay, kissing this girl, maybe there was no partner. You're just like, ish manje, am I taking this one home or not? That responsibility of tackling like your career, your profession, how are you juggling this? Master, teach us.
Honestly, I don't. I literally do. I just juggle and I just wing it. I'm blessed to have a very big support structure, you know, from Ekaya to my friends, to my beautiful partner, to my siblings, and everyone that surrounds me, you know. I remember I left school for the first time. She was 12 days old.
Oh my gosh.
I was still in pain and I had to go record an album. I think that was the most, I've never felt so guilty in my life, you know, because I felt guilty and not raising my child as I'm supposed to, you know. But with, my mom is a G, hey? My mom is a G so much, and I remember my mom saying, your child will understand that she has a hustler of a mom, and you must just go out there and build a future for her. I remember when she started talking, and I left, I think we were going to the UK or something, and she's like, yes, panin. And I'm like, yeah, at sharp. You know, so she's never cried for me. She's never. And thanks to technology, my video calls and everything, you know, and she grew to understand. And it's amazing that you asked me this question, because we had the conversation just this afternoon.
I'm a genius.
And she's like, so these queer things you go to, they don't want us. And I'm like, ish, yeah, no, I carry our space. These adults, they drink and they smoke and they talk
a lot.
snacks.
Corona.
They are spitting corona and they're speaking adult language. So now they're going to damage your brain, you know. And we had the conversation to explain to her, Guti, you know, there's a time where you'll grow older where we actually go with you to these spaces. But she's like, okay, I understand. Okay, let me pick your outfit, type of thing, you know. So she's grown to understand that this is her life, and this is how her mother is living her life, and it's just also going back, as cliche as it may sound, it's just communication with your child. You talk to your child, make them understand. Sometimes they don't understand. That's where the aunties and the uncles and the gogos and the mkulus come in and say, Gogo wozohlala nengane, you know. So I'm just blessed to have a very solid support structure. Otherwise, I'm just winging it.
Away. And also, just to put it out there, the event organizers here and blah, 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 blah. Please let's create environments where queer parents come and we don't drink that day. Just for 3 hours.
Accommodate
Just
the
for
kids.
3 hours. To don't drink and just get the books and be like, yes, hi, Marinus, oh, this is him. Oh my God, you know, and be those cute uncles and aunts. And then after that, we take them home and they're like, we're meeting where? Kitcheners. Where are you? Kitcheners.
And we start.
Let's go. Oh, no, with Mangrove Restaurant. Yes, Mangrove, definitely. Then we have our lunch and our drinks. Last question to you. Being a mother and raising a black boy from the township in South Africa, how are you trying to instill in them being a better man in this country? Actually, not only this country, in this world. As a black man, first of all, who's profiled in so many ways. As a black man, to try, I don't know how to put this, I'm sorry if I'm gonna put it the wrong way, to not be a rapist, to not be a murderer, to not be abusive towards vulnerable bodies, which are right now female bodies. In this situation, as a mom, how are you trying to ufake ingqondo yomehluko emntaneni wakho or inkwenkwe?
So the conversations that Amo and I would have, I'd actually tell him to respect a human being, regardless of their sex, regardless of their sexuality, regardless of their standard of living. A human being is just a human being. Respect everybody. Your peers, elders, the younger ones, like, be kind. Learn to speak kind words at all times. Don't judge people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that with him, he's growing up being surrounded by LGBTI people. So he's got this understanding that there'll be male and male couple, female and female couple, and there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't judge people by their sexuality or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And we recently had this conversation, I think on the news, 2 weeks back, if not one, there was this guy who was sentenced to 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. He actually killed his girlfriend in Mpumalanga.
Oh yes, that guy. Yes, I've seen it. Did the one that burnt the girl?
Yeah. So I was telling him that, you know what, if you are in a relationship and you're having disagreements, like,
oh yeah, liwa.
Yeah, I'm shy. You don't own anybody. Next, if she doesn't want to listen, if she or he, because I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but like, they don't owe you anything. So don't force people to do things the way you feel they're right. If you're not happy, my son, walk away.
Masisha lihlombe lo ndawo. Wow. I would like to thank you guys for sharing your journey as parents, boxed or not boxed. Being the people that you are, like, from my experience, listening to the journeys of your children, it's like, wow, can I just be raised by you guys? Like, I wanna, like, my mom is good, mom, I love you, okay? But you know, it's beautiful to just have like children that have parents like you. Thank you so much for sharing the journeys with your children, with your experiences. And it's positive. It's not negative. They were not hungry for 3 days. No. They're fine. The kids are just fine. Actually, that's a gay movie called The Children Are All Right. The children are all right. They're in good hands. Thank you so much. Give it up for Marinus, Butte, Lisa, uTata. Check out our social medias, Tint_ZA, Tint Talks YouTube, uTata on Facebook, and also Tata's gonna come on YouTube and make more money. And what else? Oh yes. Marnus, are you on social media? Going once, going twice?
No.
No. Da, are you on social media?
Yes, I am.
What are your handles?
You can just follow Sisgate.
Siske to Una Spice and you lead there on social media. Put the mic on your thing. Oh, we'll put the thing, yeah. Are you on social media? Going
Yeah,
once.
I am.
How do you follow you?
At Lean Zima, both on Instagram and Twitter.
And yes.
Please follow Peas on the Couch. Thanks, bye.
Woo! And also, you know what, Nike, I got you. I got the tags. uTata, I need the kicks now. You know, I can't do this. You know, you see, can't do this. Get the kicks, bro. Tino, size 5. Size 5. Go. I'm not gonna be a mom soon, but I love moms. Okay, cool. Cut. Enjoy your evening. Thank you, people. Let's mingle. Let's ask questions. Thank you, my panel.